Safety starts in the boardroom.
Piper Alpha, Texas Oil Refinery, and Macondo have changed the way that the world looks at our business, the way the regulators look at our business, and the way we ourselves actually are brought face to face with our business. How can we look after one another better? Taking away the boss knows best, or I was told to do it. If it doesn't look right and you have concerns, then speak up. We're hoping to deliver a new culture. It allows questioning, it allows intervening, and it supports caring of our colleagues.
The Offshore Safety Act, which was adopted back in 2006, is the regulatory framework. We use functional rules stating the different targets that are going to be set, but then leaving it up to the companies themselves to establish a culture of health and safety offshore. Having functional rules, you need a much more close and open and trustworthy dialogue between government and the industry. We expect the industry to preserve and increase workers' knowledge when it comes to health and safety matters by education, by training, by campaigns and so forth.
I'm here to speak to you about post-Macondo from the point of view of a service company. Improvement has always been a goal, and it's been driven hard on the technology side, that we continuously improve the products and services that we offer. And I think one of the places where there is more of a shift of focus is that in those improvement initiatives, we also need to think in, more than we probably have, the improvement of our procedures, and also the improvement of the skills of our people.
I want to recognize the organizers, and many of you have been involved in this conference for the last 6 years. It really is industry collaboration like this that drives improvement. We're on a process safety improvement journey in Shell. You know, we've reflected on what has helped us get to where we've gotten to from a personal safety standpoint, and how much of that is transferable to process safety from a leadership perspective. And I'd say much more is transferable than not, but one of the key distinctions that we're really emphasizing now is picking up on the very weak signals, talking about how can we lead in such a way to be better at picking up those weak signals.
I'm going to talk about what the UK did in the post-Macondo period. When Macondo came along, we sort of knew what to do. We had no device in the UKCS to cap a free-flowing well. And if that free-flowing well was in the west of Shetlands, and if it needed a rig to come along and deploy that capping device, we could be waiting on weather for some considerable time. So we set about designing what turned into this. This is the Osprey capping device, paid for by the industry. And this is quite a lightweight baby. It comes in at 42 tons, which is really quite light for this type of capping device. And we can deploy it off a vessel into the west of Shetlands. So with this piece of equipment now, we can actually answer one of the issues about Macondo in the UK. We can cap any free-flowing well in the offshore within 30 days.
A lot of other regulators around the world were saying, well, hold on, what about a capping device for us? We need a capping device. So the GIRG was generated, the Global Industry Response Group. So we produced a GIRG report. How many people have heard of the GIRG report? Keep your hand up if you have read the GIRG report. A lot less. That's disappointing. That's really disappointing, because 100 of the world's experts in well control took almost 6 months to write that report. And that report contains some recommendations which certain regulators have said should be made into an ISO standard. If there's one thing you do today, is leave this room and go and read that report.
I think if we're organizing for safety in a situation that I think we have to acknowledge, there will always be this drift into failure. No system that we can set up will be perfect, but we can prepare people for the unexpected rather than trying to plan ahead everything that might happen. So we can practice at dealing with unforeseen situations. I think we should avoid having very simplistic answer because it is not simple. We should respect people on the ground, and I think it pays off to show that you care about them.
We continue to do the same old things and still scratch our heads and think, well, we're still having incidents. Why is that? And I think we need to move on. Yeah, I think we need to get some deeper thinking around this subject. The default position should be, we're missing something today. Something's not quite right. Something's going to catch us. But what we tend to do is we do the opposite. The more we actually have success, the more we have an absence of incidents, the more we tend to think we've got it covered and we relax.
From the boardroom to the drill floor, we need a culture of safety.